Welcome, I'm Eileen Chung, the Programs and Audience Engagement Intern at the Colby College Museum of Art in Waterville, Maine. This is Artful Movements. Artful Movements is a part of the museum's wellness initiative under the larger program Let Art Inspire. In this program, we select an artwork from our collection and we pair it with a yoga pose. Before we dive into the yoga portion of this program, let's first look at the artwork that inspired this month's theme, Let's Remember. Today, we look at the work by Jaune Quick-to-See-Smith, Flathead Vest, I See Red, made in 1996. Jaune Quick-to-See-Smith was raised on the Flathead Reservation and is an enrolled Salish member of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai Nation of Montana. Since the 1970s, Smith has created abstract artworks of various mediums, with a concentration in painting and prints. Smith's artworks playfully yet profoundly confront the interconnection between Indigenous histories and intimate personal narratives, often incorporating cultural and commercial imagery. She considers herself a cultural art worker, underscoring her social activism and her commitment to the preservation of Indigenous culture. Flathead Vest, I See Red belongs to Smith's series I See Red, a title that at once alludes to the violence perpetrated on Indigenous peoples and a common expression that indicates rage. Flathead Vest depicts a traditional beaded vest painted over a collage of text and images, stereotypically representing Indigenous experience. Bright colored brushstrokes fill the space within the outlined vest, obscuring the media below. Smith carefully curated and plastered playing cards, fragments of sewing patterns, and photocopies of images on a canvas. Layer upon layer, the collage evokes Indigenous peoples' complex identities, addressing the injustices targeted at them and their land since the advent of colonialism. From the cultural icons of Mickey Mouse to the images of biological and botanical illustrations, Flathead Vest questions and challenges what constitutes the Indigenous experience from past to present. The yoga pose that accompanies Smith's Flathead Vest, I See Red, is the squat yoga pose, also known as Malasana. The benefits of the yoga pose include toning the lower body, improving flexibility in the calves, quadriceps, hamstrings, gluteal muscles, strengthening the lower back and core, improving digestion, and encouraging a sense of calm. The downward V shape of the collar and lower portion of the vest resonates visually with the grounding posture required by the squat pose. Now let's visit our partners at School Street Yoga who will lead us in our yoga practice.
Welcome to School Street Yoga. I'm Kathleen Haberstock, and welcome to the yoga portion of Artful Movements. You've just had a lot to soak in and absorb, so much to think about from Jaune Quick-to-See-Smith. Her art brings up many issues and makes us think about the effects of colonialism on Indigenous culture. Jaune layers the mythology from Indigenous culture and the stereotypes from modern culture as well. And all of this makes us think and makes us remember what has happened to Indigenous culture because of colonialism. These layered identities that she's dealing with also occur within us. We have many layers within us, and yoga helps us to peel away layers. And sometimes we're confronted by sides of ourselves as we peel away different layers in our yoga practice. Jaune says about her work that we all need a little nudge sometimes, and that her work is like a big nudge. Malasana is our pose today. We will be doing different variations of Malasana or garland pose. Malasana translates, you've got mala, which is the Sanskrit word for a rosary, a sacred strand of beads that's used to contemplate or meditate. And the second word, asana, posture. So we've got this contemplative posture, which is perfect for our theme today, remembering. And we have different variations of the pose as well, because it isn't so easy for all of us to get into. In some cultures, there's a lot more squatting happening all the time, whereas in our culture, we sit in chairs a lot more often and our hips might be tight. So there will be some different options and different exercises that we'll do to open up the hips to help us to do this pose. We will begin now on our backs. So find your way onto your mat. And once you're down on your mat, hug your knees in, give them a squeeze. A little rocking side to side, just massaging the lower back. And then lower your feet to the mat, please. We'll raise our arms overhead, big inhale. As you exhale, hug the right knee in. Inhale, arms overhead, foot to the floor. Exhale, hug the left knee in. Continue this a couple of times. Next time you hug the right knee in, keep the right knee in and just roll the right ankle one way. And then roll the right ankle the other way. Now go ahead and allow the knee to fall more towards the right armpit and just hold it there for a moment. You might point and flex the foot. And then let the knee come back to center. And then lower that knee. Hugging the left knee in, roll the left ankle one way, roll the left ankle the other way, and then allow that left knee to drop more towards the left armpit. So you're opening that hip up a little bit, and breathe there. And then draw the knee back to center, and then let it go. Now, just allow the arms to come up overhead, and we'll raise the hips up on an inhale into bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. And exhale, lowering down. Just allow your knees to drop to the right. Exhaling there. Inhale them up to center. Let your knees drop to the left. Inhale them up to center. Go ahead and hug the right knee in again. This time you might let the left leg go long. Again, you could draw that knee a little more towards the armpit. And then back to center. And then let that leg go. Hugging the left knee in, breathing here. Let the knee come a little more towards the armpit. Back to center. And then let that foot come to the floor. And we'll bring the other foot to the floor as well. Please cross the right ankle over the left knee. Flex that right foot. Lifting the left foot, wrap your arms around that left thigh. And if it doesn't reach, you can use a strap. Flex the right foot. We can roll that left ankle one way again and roll it the other way. But that right foot stays flexed, drawing that knee in any amount. 3 big breaths. And then lowering that foot back to the floor. Please hug your right knee in again. You're either going to grab your right ankle or the outer pinky toe edge of the right foot. Left foot can stay on the ground, or you can straighten that leg. Half happy baby. So breathing here. You could bring the left hand onto the left thigh if the left leg is straight. And just breathe. Imagine the left thigh moving towards the floor. If the left foot's on the floor, don't worry about that. Let's all see what it's like to straighten the left leg. And if that's okay, you can reach that left leg up to the ceiling. Point and flex that foot. As you flex the foot, lower the leg down, hover it off the floor, and then lift up. Reach towards the left foot with the left hand. Look at the left foot, engaging your core. 2 more breaths here. And then lower down. Just go ahead and give that knee a squeeze. Roll the ankle again one way. Roll it the other way. Place that right foot on the floor, please, and cross the left ankle over the knee. Lifting the leg, wrap your hands around that thigh, press the elbow into the leg and breathe. Flex the left foot, but you can roll the right ankle one way, and you can roll it the other way. Breathing here, drawing that left shin in. You might be pressing it away with the left elbow. Lowering that right foot to the ground now, hug that knee in, that left knee. And you can bring the left arm to the inside of the leg. You could grab the ankle, or you could grab the pinky toe edge of the foot. You can keep that right foot on the ground, or you could play with straightening the leg. If it's straight, right hand could be on right thigh. Breathing here. Half happy baby. Everybody see what it's like to straighten the right leg now. And then if it's okay, you'll lift that right leg up. Point and flex that foot. And then flex the foot well as you lower the leg to hover off the ground. Reaching up towards the leg with the right hand. Look at the right foot and breathe. And then lowering down, hug that left knee in. Just roll the ankle again one way. And roll it the other way. Hug both knees in. If it's okay on the back, you're going to rock forward and back. If that's not okay, roll to one side and come up. We're going to find our way to standing at the center of our mat in a wide straddle. So finding your way into a wide straddle, and if you have blocks, please have them at the center there so you can easily grab them. Just bring your hands to your back as if you have back pockets. Elbows towards one another, lift the heart, big inhale. Exhale, we'll clasp the hands behind our back and start to fold. Folding forward. Knuckles go over the head any amount. Couple of breaths there. And then release the hands. You can use your blocks here, hands on blocks or the floor. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Now please walk yourself to the right and bring your blocks with you if you have them. We're going to take a lunge to the right. So absolutely, hands could be on blocks or the mat. You could be on fingertips if you don't have blocks. Make sure that the knee is over the ankle. So if your knee is over your toes, just scoot the foot forward a little more so that the knee is over the ankle and reach through the back heel. You can always drop your back knee if that's too much, but see what it's like to reach through the back heel. And a few breaths here. This is already getting into the hip. And then bring your right hand to your right leg and begin to twist. Reach that right arm up. A few breaths there. Lowering the hand back down, grab your block, begin to walk yourself to center again. Feet are parallel once again. One flat back here. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale to fold. Begin to walk yourself to the left. Again, blocks or hands frame your front foot. Make sure that ankle is right under the knee. And then breathe here. If you need to drop the back knee, do. Otherwise, keep it raised. And then left hand to left thigh. Begin to roll the shoulder open. Maybe lift the arm. Lowering that hand back down. Again, pivoting on the feet to come to center. This time we'll just scoot the feet in slightly, heels in, toes out, rise up, and then find a goddess pose. So this is already a version of our posture, Malasana. It's just a higher squat. And this might be your version today. So breathing here, strengthening for the legs. And then press right hand into right leg, right shoulder comes forward, exhale. Inhale to center, exhale, other side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Coming back to center, we'll reach it up to 5-pointed star, big inhale. Just scoot the feet a little farther apart. Feet are parallel now. Clasp the hands the unfamiliar way, so the less common way to clasp your hands. And then begin to fold forward. Flat back first, and then knuckles might reach overhead. Hands to the floor. Please walk yourself to the right again and allow that back knee to come down. Now it might be helpful here to have a blanket, and you would put the blanket under that back knee. Sinking hips forward any amount. Back toes could be tucked or untucked. Front ankle is under front knee. Now you could stay with hands on blocks, lifting the heart, or you could bring your hands up to your front leg. If that's okay, you could bring hands to back pockets, dropping tailbone any amount, breathing here. If you like, you can clasp hands behind your back, lifting the heart. 2 more breaths. Anjanae Asana, Crescent Moon. Letting go of the arms, lift them up, big inhale. Exhale, hands back down. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Pivoting on the feet, come to center. Flat back, big inhale. Exhale, fold. Pivoting again. Finding your way to your lunge, but then dropping that back knee. Back toes can be tucked or untucked. Front ankle under front knee, sinking hips forward. Hands can stay on blocks. Or you can bring your hands up to your thigh. Breathing here, sinking the hips forward any amount. And then maybe hands to back pockets. Think about that tailbone dropping down, elbows moving towards one another. You could stay right here or clasp other thumb on top, lifting through the heart. Breathing here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, frame the front foot with your hands. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Pivot back to center. One more time, we'll scoot the feet in and find your goddess pose. So coming up and then bending the knees. Let's cactus the arms here and just reach it up on an inhale and exhale, hug it in. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale and exhale. One more like that. Reaching it up to five-pointed star. This time hands come to hips. Little back bend, big inhale. Exhale, flat back, and then coming back down. We'll walk our way over to the other side again, finding that lunge. But then bring your right hand to the inside of the leg and drop the back knee. So this is lizard pose. So you can stay like this. You can bend the elbows a little bit, or you can bring forearms down to blocks at any height or the mat. This gets deep into the hip. So breathing here for a few breaths. You might see what it's like to tuck the back toes and lift the back knee for 3 more breaths. Lowering that back knee, pressing yourself up. We'll walk our way back to center. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Walking your way to the other side. First, finding a lunge. And then bring your left arm to the inside of the foot. You might have to scoot the left foot slightly to the left. Drop the back knee. You can be right here, bending the elbows. You could bring forearms to any height of block or the mat. Breathing here. And then tuck the back toes, 3 more breaths, maybe with the back leg straight. Finding your way back up, bringing the blocks back to center, pivoting back to center. Bring the feet in just a little bit. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, hands to hips, rise all the way up. Bring the feet in slightly. So Malasana, squat pose. As I said, this could be your pose today where you're in goddess. So you'll see what your goddess is like, and that might be your pose. If you want to come lower, just make sure it's okay on the knees. Knees should be, basically feet should be in the same line as the knees, unless you're very flexible in this way. If you're very flexible in this way, you could have feet parallel. So feet are quite wide. And then if this is okay on your knees, you'll lower down, but feel a slight lift at the pelvic floor. And breathe. Can you feel a little weight in the pinky toes? Now I'm going to give a few options here. You can always sit on a couple of blocks, 1 or 2 blocks, and that might make this much more of a contemplative pose. So if that's true for you, go ahead and find something to sit on and breathe. And remember, contemplate. If your heels are off the ground, there's something you can do as well. You can take a folded up blanket, so just fold it up and bring it under your heels. And that will allow you to feel the heels are grounded on something. And breathe here. And of course, you can also be higher up. If this is not right for your knees, then be up here and breathe here. But we can all bring hands to touch at heart center, wherever you're at. And maybe elbows press into the thighs. And a few deep breaths here in contemplation. One more big inhale through the nose. Let it go out the mouth. Hands to the floor, please, and lift the hips. Reaching the right arm up to the sky, big inhale. Exhale, lower it down. Reach the left arm up. Exhale, lower it down. We're going to find our way. You might come through a squat, but we're going to find our way to a wide straddle, facing the long edge of our mat. Finding your way down onto your mat. A folded blanket would help. Facing the long edge of your mat, we're going to take a wide straddle. So if this is challenging for you, bend the knees. It can really help to bend the knees and sit on a yoga block or a book if you have one, and be here in this almost a straddle, but a seated one, and just breathe. If this is not so challenging for you, you can come with straight legs and just feel your back for a moment. So one hand in front of you, one hand behind you, and see if you can find a flat back. And then both hands forward, pull on the floor. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale to round. Please flex the feet. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, round. One more like that. Next time you round, you might come down on forearms. If you have yoga blocks, you could bring yoga blocks under your forearms if that helps. Breathing here, you can let your head go. If you're very flexible in this way, you can put your head on a block or the floor. Just breathing. Slowly pressing your way up, bringing the legs in. We're going to find our way onto our backs. Once you come down onto your back, just hug the knees in, give them a squeeze, little rocking side to side. Now we'll find a full happy baby. So arms on the insides of the legs, grab the outer pinky toe edges of the feet, breathing here. If this is challenging, you can also grab the ankles, or you could wrap your arms around your thighs, maybe clasping hands. So breathing here, but the idea is the knees are moving towards the armpits. You might rock a little gently side to side. You could play with straightening one leg and straightening the other, maybe. And you can really feel that this is a very similar pose to our Malasana, only we're on our backs. A few breaths here. Inhale through the nose, please. Exhale out the mouth. Releasing the feet, bringing them to the floor. Reach your arms overhead. Big inhale. As you exhale, reach through the legs as you lift the feet. Inhaling down, exhaling up. A few happy baby crunches. And you might even lift the tailbone slightly in order to get a little bit more core work. Inhale down, exhale up. One more like that. Bringing feet flat to the floor, and then just hug the right knee in. Let the left leg go long. You're going to take the right knee across the body, tee out the right arm, look to the right, and breathe. Draw the knee up to center, please. Let it go. Hug the left knee in. Right hand will guide the left knee to the right. Tee out the left arm, look to the left. Knee back up to center. Finding your way into your Shavasana or a meditative seat. So legs could be long, arms by your side. Let's all just take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. If you prefer to sit up in meditation, go ahead and do that. So either staying in Shavasana or finding a meditative seat. We'll be here for a few moments. Please begin to deepen the breath. No need to move, whether you're seated or lying down. Stay right there. I'll read to you a poem by Joy Harjo. Remember. Remember the sky that you were born under. Know each of the stars' stories. Remember the moon. Know who she is. Remember the sun's birth at dawn. That is the strongest point of time. Remember sundown and the giving away tonight. Remember your birth, how your mother struggled to give you form and breath. You are evidence of her life, and her mother's and hers. Remember your father. He is your life also. Remember the earth whose skin you are. Red earth, black earth, yellow earth, white earth, brown earth. We are all earth. Remember the plants, trees, animal life, who all have their tribes, their families, their histories too. Talk to them, listen to them. They are alive poems. Remember the wind. Remember her voice. She knows the origin of this universe. Remember you are all people, and all people are you. Remember you are this universe, and this universe is you. Remember all is in motion, is growing, is you. Remember language comes from this. Remember the dance language is, that life is. Remember. Big inhale through the nose. Let it go out your mouth. Please drop palm against palm at heart center. Feel the beating of your own heart. Whether you're lying down or sitting up, just bow your head slightly towards your heart. Thank you for spending this time with us. I look forward to seeing you again, whether it's at School Street Yoga or at the next Artful Movements. Namaste.
I hope you have enjoyed today's yoga program. If you would like to spend more time with this artwork, I encourage you to participate in another upcoming program, Artful Meditation and Expression. Be sure to like and follow us on all of our social media accounts at Colby Museum and visit us at colby.edu/museum to stay updated with all of our digital Museum at Home programs. Take care, and we look forward to seeing you for our next Artful Movements.